Welcome back, everybody. We are now on episode 14 of the Elden Ring All Bosses walkthrough. We have just cleared out all of Altus Plateau the past couple episodes, so we're ready to advance into Leyndell. However, there are a few other areas that we want to clear out first before heading into there. This episode, you can see we're at the Fort Height West side of Grace. We are about to go into this Starfall crater to get to the Eternal City of Nokron, and that will be the focus of today's video, is doing that whole area. So, if you remember, if you've been following this walkthrough, then you know that you need to kill Radon to make this happen, to open this crater up. So if you haven't beaten Radon, then we're over here in Mistwood. It will look normal. There won't be these floating rocks in the sky. So it is required to kill Radon before being able to get over to this area. Alright, so we're going to make our way over here towards the northwest. And essentially go down this natural pathway that's been created from this crater. Oh wait, hold on. We went too far. We're supposed to go over there. A big chunk of this episode is going to be associated with Ranni's questline as well. So if you're wondering what you need to do to progress her questline, then this will be a good guide for you. She has tasked us with acquiring the Fingerslayer blade from Nokron with the assistance of Blythe, but E.G. does not trust Blythe, so he imprisoned him, and we're not going to be able to see him down here because of that, because E.G. knows that Blythe was basically constructed by the Two Fingers, by Ranni's Two Fingers, who she is setting out to, betray and destroy. So there's basically a fail-safe mechanism within Blythe to kill Ranni if she betrays them. So pretty sad stuff. Alright, as we come through here, we are now in Nokron itself. We're going to be introduced to a new type of enemy, which are these silver tears. You can see the gelatinous pool of silvery stuff down there. That's one of them. These silver tears basically just like construct these little spears that they'll throw at you, and that's pretty much it. Some of them will have shields like the phalanx from Demon Souls. They look just like them. We'll drop down here. Some of them are also electrified. Let's see, there's one that just tried to shoot a spear at us. Heading over here, we'll grab this item. Then drop down here, and then just jump up here to the left. Alright, now we've got these little pale guys with torches and swords. And that guy just walked off the edge. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to go into an opened up area in here past this side of Grace. There's a bunch of these pale dudes in here. These shield guys are really annoying. Alright. Make our way over into this building. Larval tier, excellent. This is a reminder, larval tiers are used to reconfigure your stats with Rolana. So if you're ever wanting to try out like a different build without starting a completely different playthrough, that's how you do it. Perfect. Alright, that should be it for the items over here. In this spot. Now we'll make our way through that gateway. Alright, up ahead you'll see a giant fog wall, as well as a Nox Priestess. Perfect. Grab this item. Now the larval tier. Ooh, we almost got plunged on. Awesome. Okay. So as we come over to grab this item, if you look down below, all the way down there, that is Schiefer River, where we did that very early in the game. So remember, we fought the Ancestor Spirit, or these hollow horn grounds, after activating all of the torches throughout the whole area. So this is the place that Blythe was looking up at earlier when we talked to him there, being like, man, how do we get up there? Well, we have finally made it. Okay, so this boss is none other than the Mimic tier. So how this works is you're going to walk in and you're just going to see one of those silver tiers in there. But instead of just, staying as a silver blob, it's going to replicate your build exactly. So whatever you have equipped currently, it is going to pop up and it's just going to be like a clone version of you. So you can go in there with whatever you want to be able to just basically fight yourself. Like, it's basically like Dark Link from Zelda. But you can cheese this 100%. So if you take off your weapons and go in, heck, you could even take off all your armor if you wanted to, it's going to spawn just like you with no weapons. So see it right there. There it is. You'll see it's got nothing equipped. And then you can go back into your inventory, re-equip the weapon, and just go to town. Now it can't do anything except throw rocks at us and try to attack with its fists. So makes things fairly easy. there we go. Piece of cake. We get that bow back on. There we go. And your reward is another level tier and a silver tier mask. And there we go. Mimic tier down. Alright. Continuing on. Once you pass this staircase, you're able to pull Torrent out. Oh. Ash of War Scarab right here. Oh, Somber 5. Nice. Alright, and then as we make our way over here, we're going to reach the Ancestral Woods, which has a mechanic just like the bottom of Shifu River, where there are various torches, well, not torches, I guess, like sconches, or I don't even know if that's a word, braziers, whatever you want to call them, that you have to light in order to access the boss of this area. So we've got our very first one right here. We'll go ahead and light. Now we have a new version of an ancestral follower up here, these horned guys. There's this lady up here singing. She essentially is the same as the others. However, she's got some magic that she's able to use. We'll see. Oh, she's going to spray that stuff at us. But other than that, nothing too different. Alright, second flame lit. Alright, and then right over there, right where I'm facing, oh, somebody's fighting us, is where the torches are appearing. So you can see we've got two over there. Alright, we do have a Site of Grace over here. We'll light this. Now we are going to want to go down into there eventually, because right at that statue, right underneath it is the Finger Slayer Blade, which is what Ranni has tasked us with finding. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to clear out the Ancestral Woods first, fight the boss, and then go take care of that. Alright, so we're going to make our way back over here to the east. Light this flame. Right over here, behind these followers is another one. Alright, there's another pathway to an entirely different area right over here that we're not going to go to yet. But that will be like the very end of this episode. We'll go through there. You can also jump on top of here where we're going to be activating the boss for an item. I don't trust turning around on torrents, so we're going to get off and then get back on. Perfect. Alright, we'll make our way to the west. Ash of War. we're not even going to fight these guys. Now, over in that building, you can head over there to grab some items. Just be forewarned, you can't, like, get back up from over there. There's no, like, key items or anything over there, but if you want to explore it, go for it. But you just wouldn't be able to get back without teleporting, so just heads up. All right, next to this flame, you'll see there is a red wolf here. Ouch. Oof, too early there. Boom. Alright, another flame to light. And that is all the flames that we need. So it says power gathers somewhere in the horned remains. So back when we cleared the first part of Shifa River, we did that to fight an Ancestor spirit. These ones will grant us access to the Regal Ancestor spirit, which for the most part is the same fight. However, it does have some new mechanics associated with it that I'll show off that I think are really cool. Like, definitely enough to make it distinct from the other one that we fought earlier. Alright, so we'll just head over here, touch the remains, and get teleported. Oh wow, it is teleporting immediately. Okay, so here's one of the mechanics it can do. It can teleport away. When it teleports away, it's going to replace one of these animals. You'll see there's a bunch of animals around here. It's going to replace it, and based off of the animal that it replaces, it's going to like harness some of that animal's powers into its moveset. So if it takes the place of a boar, it will have like a new charge attack that it will use on you. If it's a rabbit, it will like hop towards you. If it's a sheep, it will roll at you. Like, it's pretty cool. I want to show off some of those moves. Oh, it's also able to do this. It kills a bunch of the animals in the arena to heal. So you see that all the damage that we had done out to them, basically gone. Ooh. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, hit it too late there. Alright, teleporting away. You'll see there's a sheep right over there. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Okay. I want to show off. Oh, okay, here we go. So we've got the boar here, so it's gonna. Oh, never mind, the rabbit. So it's hopping towards us. So you'll see that's based off of the animal that it replaced. Sounds like this one is a ram / sheep, so it's gonna be able to roll towards us. Or was it a boar? Might have been a boar. Whoop, whoop. let's get heal again. Eventually all these animals will be dead and I won't be able to heal anymore if you're worried about that. I really want to show the sheep one because it's really funny. There it is. Yeah. Roll, roll, baby, roll. So cool. I think that's such a cool mechanic that people really don't appreciate. But yeah, so pretty much all I wanted to show off. So we'll go ahead and finish this one off. And there we go. And this is a remembrance boss, so we do get a remembrance from it that we can turn into the finger reader back in the round table. Can't remember her name, but yeah, so there you go. Alright, now we're going to go back to the Ancestral Woods Site of Grace. And make our way into the lower part of Nokron. You're not able to use Torrent down here, just as a heads up. And in this area, we're going to be finding one of the best items in the game, and arguably the best Spirit Ash in the game as well. Nice rune arc. Okay, down here are some silver tears that are actually mimic tears, so you'll see that they're popping up with some actual, like, humanoid enemies. Ouch. And they bleed super fast. Alright, continuing to make our way over here. Drop down onto this walkway. New wet blade. Now you'll want to make sure you have some stone sword keys over here to get this Spirit Ash that I was talking about. It does require just one. We're going to kill this Nox Priestess and open this chest. And our reward is the legendary Mimic Tear. So, very, very good Spirit Ash, arguably the best in the game. When you use it, it just replicates whatever you have currently equipped. So, just like that, so the Mimic Tear boss. So basically, you have two versions of yourself. When the game first came out, it was like crazy busted. Like people were just going into boss fights and letting it take on the boss on its own. It's not that good anymore, but it is still a very, very good item. All right, this ball is sentient, so don't be tricked. It is gonna try to attack you. So I recommend taking it out as soon as possible because it does big damage. Oh, I dropped a larval tear. Right on. Okay, and then down these stairs, we've got our next Site of Grace. Go ahead and rest up real quick. Let's level up as well. Perfect. Alright, bunch of these guys are going to turn into Mimic Tears or Silver Tears, whatever you want to call them. I tend to just run past them. And this last one at the end here, it's going to transform into a troll. So you see right here. Boom. Pretty cool looking. Ouch. Oh, nice. Friendly fire. it's not going to fall. Oh, there we go. Boom. Alright. Okay, and then, as I mentioned before, coming up into here and opening this chest rewards us with the Finger Slayer Blade, which is obviously a very, very important item to progress Ranni's quest, and a Great Ghost Glovewort. If we take this sending portal, it will just take us back up to the Ancestral Woods side of Grace. And we're ready to progress. Alright, there's one more like mini area for us to explore before we head on over there to the north. Past the other area that I mentioned earlier. So we're going to come over here and drop down onto this part of the bridge. Oh, I can't go through there. Torrent's too fat, apparently. Right, and then there's some pretty precarious jumping here that we'll do to make our way down. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. And then this one's the real sketchy one. Let's come over here and then drop down onto this statue. There we go. Made it. Okay. Now if you look over there to the northwestish area, you'll see there is a Dragonkin soldier awaiting us. There are some items over in these buildings and behind them you can go grab if you want. We're going to head straight for the Dragonkin soldier. Now these ones don't have a phase 2 like the Noxtella version has. Their phase 1 is exactly like that one. Ouch. Forget that's attack. That attack is a little delayed. It's Elden Ring. I should know that every attack is delayed. Nice stagger. And boom. Alright, now if for whatever reason you came here before like the lower part of Shifa River, you're actually able to access that lower part straight from here. So if you just drop down over here, there's that phantom tree that we grabbed the golden seed from, and yeah, you're just able to access the rest of that area. So pretty cool. Alright, make our way back to the Ancestral Woods side of Grace one last time. And now we're going to make our way towards the waterfall. And to our last boss of this area. These horned remains don't come alive, by the way. There's no fight there. It's just for decor. Alright, run past all these jellyfish. Side of Grace here. Alright, now if you look over to the right on this bridge, there is a Crucible Knight, Sword and Shield version. He drops the Crucible Knight shield, so if you're looking for full-on Crucible Knight cosplay, then this is the guy you want to come to complete it. We got the rest of his armor set and the sword from the duo fight in the Ariza Hero's Grave. We did that last episode if you're curious as to where to find that. Boom. Swipe, swipe. Jump. Goodbye. That was perfect. Alright, and there's the Crucible Horn Shield. Never gotten that to happen before. That was pretty cool. Alright, continue making our way. And then there's also a spear version. Crucible Knight, you'll see him right up there. Before we fight him, though, we're going to come over here to the left side. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of a different room. Okay, yeah. So we're going to take him on right away. Sneak up. Boom. Nice stagger. Boom. There we go. I can't remember. Does he drop anything? Somber 6. Which we are still looking for a Somber 7 to upgrade our current weapon. Alright, then come on over here allows us to get to this other, I don't even know what you call this. Tower, I guess. There's Golden Scarab in here, which means it's going to explode. No, not an exploding one. This is incantation one. It's the reddish orangish ones that explode. Alright, a few more things to clear out in here and an item to grab. And then we're going to make it to our next boss, which is undoubtedly one of my least favorite bosses of the whole game. But I'll show you that when we get there. Right behind the waterfall is another room with more of these guys. Alright, now if you remember from way back, if you've been progressing Fia and Dee's quest lines, Dee is dead, killed by Fia. And if we come here, we can talk to this dude who's just sitting here. And there is a prompt. If we picked up his armor set from when Fia killed him, we're able to hand over the twin armor set. This is actually Dee's twin brother, who is also named Dee, apparently. But we'll go ahead and say yes to give him the armor set. And we get the inner order gesture from him. Alright, that's all we need to do with him for now. We're going to see the conclusion of what that's all about at the end of Fia's questline. But we've now made it to the last boss of this area, the Valiant Gargoyles boss fight. If you do hand over the armor, you're actually able to summon Dee as a cooperator for this fight. This is a very tough fight, not gonna lie to you, and kind of pisses me off sometimes. But yeah, so we all know that at this point From Software loves their gank fights with gargoyles. So first you'll see just this one Valiant Gargoyle, but when we get him down to 50% health, a second one is going to join the fight, wielding a twin blade. And fighting 2 gargoyles is hard enough, but this is what makes this fight hard. That poison, we were able to avoid it. It does tick damage. So not only does it spread poison onto you, but it does continual damage as long as you're in the area of its attack. Just absolutely awful. Alright, so both gargoyles are in the fight now. The plan, as is with every duo fight, focus down on one. So you're just left with a one-on-one fight later. Oh, there's the poison right there. They're both doing it. Very cool. It just goes out towards you. And look at that damage. It is just so stupid. Right, and then just practice lots of patience, which is also the other rule of thumb with duo fights. Don't get greedy. Boom. Okay, one down. Now it's just a one-on-one fight with the twin blade version. This fight on my first playthrough took me forever to finally beat. So don't feel bad if this is going to take you a few attempts. Even with the summon, it can be kind of difficult. But I promise patience is the key with these guys. And don't come too early either. Like, if you need to come back later once you're more leveled up, then by all means, do it. Nice. That's the stagger I was looking for. No. We're going to kill him. Man, I hate that poison. Alright. Valiant Gargoyles down. Crazy, crazy fight. Okay, then I believe... No, there's not an actual item there. I don't really get the point of this in here. Just drops you back down to that earlier area. I don't know why this is a thing. There's no item in there. But whatever. In randomizers, on the Foggate randomizer, it does make it kind of fun because that's a completely separate entrance. But for the base game, don't really understand the point. Alright, Side of Grace up here to the left. Go ahead and rest up and level up. Alright, now you are able to get to an entirely new area. You'll see that the Side of Grace is pointing towards that coffin over there. As you walk towards the coffin, there's going to be a prompt right next to it that says to like rest in it. That's going to take you to a completely new area. That has a couple of bosses in it. We're not going to go there right now. We're going to do that in a few episodes from now. Yeah, that's... Well, no, not actually. We're going to do that next episode, actually. But there's a few things that we want to do before we actually go there. So, for the rest of this episode, we're going to be... Now that we have the Finger Slayer Blade, we are going to go back to Ranni and give it to her. Ooh. Didn't realize we didn't send the elevator back down.
It was thee, not blithe it seemeth. Even in my slumber I sensed it. It is in thy possession, is it not? The hidden treasure of Nokron. My thanks. Finally all the pieces are in place. Soon must I begin my journey upon the dark path only I may tread. Ah, but before I leave, I must entrust thee with this. Take it. My discarded flesh lieth beyond the seal unlocked by it, upon which is carved the curse mark of thy desire. I can fathom what thy purpose might be. Neither of us is welcomed by the brighter path, I see. You may leave now. It was but brief, but thou gavest me fine service. What is it? Thy purpose in a you may leave. I too.
Yeah, so there we go. So she has given us the Carrion inverted statue. We told her earlier that we're looking for the curse mark of death that was on her original flesh that she discarded, and she was like, no, I'm not giving that to you. But after helping her out up to this point, she's like, okay, you know what? I'll give it to you for helping me. We're going to come over to this Carrion study hall in a minute to place that statue down to be able to access that curse mark, because we're going to need that for Fia's questline to unlock one of the endings that you can pick from at the end. So, but first, now that we have progressed Ranni's questline up to this point, we're going to go check out, I think at this point, I'm trying to remember. I think Celavis might be dead now. I know for sure Pydia is. We're going to go loot his corpse. If you don't remember who Pydia is, he was selling some puppets as well near the top of Caria Manor. Oh, nope, Celavis is still alive. Let's see if we can give him the Amber Starlight now. Nope. What the heck? I really don't know what we're missing there. I don't know why we can't give him the Amber Starlight. Alright. So make our way down here towards Pydia. Oh no, he's still alive too. Alright, well, we might have to progress a little further then to get them both to die. Okay. Cool. Alright, so got all that done. Now we're gonna head to... Actually, first, let's go talk to EG real quick.
Oh, there you are. Good of you to drop by. Have you heard? Lady Ranni has departed on her journey along the dark path of Empyrean, from Renna's Rise, as she calls it. It would not have been possible without you. As Lady Ranni's war counselor, and moreover, her childhood warden, I express my deepest gratitude. You, and only you, were Lady Ranni's true champion. My purpose is nearing its end. I've served Lady Ranni for as long as I can remember. It has been a long and wondrous journey. Now Lady Ranni is in your hands. I pray that you serve her well, unto the very end.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, we can upgrade our bow a little bit more. Alright, so now that we've talked to him, you don't need to talk to him at all, but if you want, like, all the dialogue and stuff like that, then I'd recommend it. We're going to come over to the Carrion Study Hall. And right here at this globe is where we're going to examine the pedestal and place down the inverted statue. Alright, so now the tower has been essentially completely flipped upside down. So if we come over here, instead of the elevator that was here before, just drop down onto this and jump up through this doorway. There are some of these creeper thingies. Alright, and then this stupid preceptor is going to spawn again and try to shoot at us from far away again. I really, really hate Miriam. She's the worst. Ouch. Heck off. She's also going to spawn in some carrion soldiers that can make things more difficult. Oh, we almost got her. Yeah, she's just going to teleport away like a wimp. If you've ever wanted to cosplay as one of these preceptors, here is where you can grab a Mask of Confidence. I think their masks are super cool, really, really interesting design to me. Ouch, way too early. Dang it, did it again. There we go. Got her down. So annoying. You do get the lucidity spell from defeating her. And then when you get to this point, you can just drop down onto this chandelier. Jump onto another one. And then down onto these. We just might have gotten killed. Yep. That's so annoying. The edge of the chandelier bumped us as we were about to fall down, and it did just enough to kill us. That's so lame. Miriam does not respawn, thankfully, so you don't have to worry about her being there again if you happen to die like an idiot like me. All the finger creepers do, obviously. We might even be able to just jump down onto this one. Ouch. Right. Oh, our runes are on that one, though. Shoot. That was like 40,000. Well, I might just come back off camera and get those later. Alright, there we go. That was still kind of sketchy. Grab this item. Alright, and then drop down in here. You'll see this switch to activate an elevator that will take us down. Right, and then we'll go right up through here and open this door upside down. Alright, we got a site of grace right here that we can rest up at. And then along this bridge, be forewarned, is a Godskin Noble that will spawn in. So different from the Apostle that we fought in Altus Plateau. This is one of the two different versions of the Godskin enemies. He works very, very differently. As we reach about the halfway point, it's going to spawn in. There he is. Ooh. Slam. Slam, slam. Pool of fire around him. Not pool of fire, I guess circle of fire. Slam. Slam, slam. Wow. Dude. Alright, phase 2 time. He's gonna jump up and start like rolling towards us. And then you just kind of want to like pass that initial burst towards you. If you're able to avoid that, you just kind of want to circle around him until he stops. Nice bleed proc. Ouch. Boom. He's going to jump up towards us. Roll. And there we go. We are rewarded with his armor set for killing him. If you want to look like that for whatever reason. But now we can make our way across to the actual Divine Tower. Oh, you can summon Torrent. Okay. Should have done that a long time ago. I couldn't remember if you could or not. Side of grace here. And then at the top here, we will find Ranni's discarded flesh. And you can see on her back there's the curse mark of death itself, and we're able to pick it up, as well as the Stargazer heirloom talisman. So, yeah, this is how Ranni is actually, supposed to look, not the puppet. But yeah, so with the curse mark of death now in our inventory, we have a couple different things that we can do now. Now, I did just mention when we beat the Valiant Gargoyles that I said we progressed to that next area for the next episode. But I've changed my mind on that. We're going to go to the other half of Angel River instead. And do that to be able to complete Ranni's questline. We're going to do that for this next episode instead. And the best way to get there is by coming over to the Royal Moongazing Grounds side of Grace. And that is where we're going to call this episode. So, next one, yeah, like I mentioned, is going to be finishing Ranni's questline and doing everything there. There is a couple of bosses in the area that we'll be going into associated with her questline itself. Actually, quite a few in that area now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so if you found yourself watching this, I appreciate you stopping by. Please like and subscribe if you can. Always helps a ton. But that is it for this episode. We will see you next time.